Michael Storm, anarchist of comic books and co-owner of Amazing Fantasies comic book shop here in Topeka, Kansas. And it is Tuesday night. Actually, it's early Wednesday morning, and I'm here getting the new comic books out for tomorrow. And before we jump into that, real quick, do me a favor and click that like button. Share this around. Talk about comic books. Bring them up in your conversation. You don't have to do that right this second, but keep that in mind as you're going throughout your day, tomorrow, and the next day, and tell somebody about Amazing Fantasies, because we are Topeka's best kept secret here. Absolute Batman kicks off the new books this week, as it seems to do, well, at least once a month. Anyway, we're getting ready for the showdown between Batman and the Robins, and Absolute Batman just continues to be the strongest thing out there on the market. There have been so many detractors, especially after the number one took off. Oh, modern books can't hold this value. Nobody cares. There has to be a story. Well, guess what? A lot of people care, and they threw some story in there with it too. Even the books, even the twos, even the number one, the Dragotta cover, all of the covers really for number one have taken off. But the Dragotta cover, of course, everybody knows that thing's pushing $200, maybe even more, depending on where you're picking it up and when. And now the other ones are starting to catch up. Number two, number three, all the way up through the first year anyway. The first 12 issues, including the annual, are all $20 or more at this point. The first print of them, and it's just a crazy, and it's just a complete tribute to what you can do when you do great storytelling, and when you have great art, and when it's promoted properly and the word of mouth gets around. This is really great. Martian Manhunter is back after a little hiatus, a couple of months off there. We're back picking that up. Barbara Gordon, she's a criminal. She's been helping that criminal, that vigilante Batman, and she just got arrested. That she's just been locked up, and so now we have the Barbara Gordon breakout storyline, which looks like it's going to be really fun. I'm looking forward to reading that. Fury of Firestorm number 2, Supergirl number 13, and Black Flame is back. And Black Flame is the one who she took the solar ring away from Supergirl and threw her into an abyss, and that's why Supergirl is now the cyborg say that 3 times fast. Supergirl is now the cyborg Supergirl. Bleeding Hearts number 4, that one's new, and still a great story being told in there. Tons of stuff. There's just so much great stuff that is come out, and it is already here. When I get to this independent stuff, it's almost unmanageable. It's crazy. Spider-Man, well, that was last one. Spider-Man, Superman. That was a couple of weeks ago. Spider-Man, Venom, Death Spiral, Body Count. This is stories before Death Spiral goes on the hunt for Carnage and ends up ultimately, he ends up. If you haven't, I don't want to ruin the story for you. There's a lot of story there. It was it was 10 issues or something like that had crossed over between Venom and Amazing Spider-Man, telling this Death Spiral story and the whole Spiral story. And it just wrapped up, and now they're telling some other. They don't want to let it go. This is all Greg Soule. When something's working, you don't want to let it go, right? So you go back, you tell some other stories, some other things that were happening before they caught up with each other. I kept this out there because we ended up having just a couple of more issues, and this is kind of along the same lines, actually. The Civil War Unmasked is some stories that are going on in and around the whole Civil War story. It's some other stories that haven't been told. Obviously, we know the story of Civil War. We know Civil War II, and these stories are stories in and around that. And I believe that it has some impact. There was somebody talking about it, and I just don't know enough about it, but I believe it has some impact on the actual Civil War story, and that they might be tweaking some things or changing some things. Maybe, I don't know, to retrofit what they have coming up in the MCU. Maybe Iron Man continues strong. Here's something fun. This is brand new. Speaking of MCU movies, Brand New Day is coming up in a couple of months. Spectacular Spider-Man #1, Brand New Day. It follows after Daredevil's deal with Fisk, with Kingpin. And so Kingpin is packing up. He's headed out of town, but Spidey is not going to let him get away before he gets his hands on the lexicon and turns himself into... He's a mass vigilante at this point. And, of course, we all know who Spider-Man is, right? He was revealed to the world, but that all changes in this book and this story that's going on there. Darth Maul is the great series right now, The Shadow of Maul on Disney. I believe it's done for the season, but it was really great. I really enjoyed it, and they've just made Maul such a better character because they left him behind, and they didn't have to, because he was such a strong character, and he survived, being cut in half by Obi-Wan. He survived all of that, and there's a whole bunch of story. If you don't know the story of Darth Maul, there's a whole bunch of story in there, and this just makes him better. This is all of the story that could have happened in and around the Solo movie if they had managed to pull that off without having director problems and everything that led to ultimately a misunderstanding about what that movie should have been and how good it actually was, because it was a great space western. Ultimate End, right? I think this is it. This is the finale, #4. It's done. It's over with. They've killed off the Ultimate Universe. There are ramifications going on through the regular universe, but it is otherwise kind of dead. It's some Uncanny X-Men. That's new. Wolverine is new. He's still fighting that big gladiator dude. And there's all of these weird Wolverines in here from the past. There's like a caveman Wolverine, and there's something like an Imperial China Wolverine, and a couple others. A Western Wolverine. He's just all cowboyed out. You got to pick up the book to really appreciate what's going on. So all of these are #1s. Again, #1, #2 at the most. They're just right in there. All very recent, very accessible. And these ones right here are all this week, except for that very first Archie. And I just left that up there because that's the Game Galaxy. It's the last one of those I have. And then this is the Movie Galaxy. This is a new one, and this is one of the foil covers. It's the only one I have that's making it to the shelf. The other two went into pulls. They allocated us on these first ones, and we didn't get them. And then we did manage to get some of the foils for the Movie Galaxy Archie, and we did get you one, Mike. It's in your pull. Conan and Dragon Arrow teaming up was, that's probably good because Dragon Arrow is a dragon slayer, and there's a dragon around. I love the art in this. It's just so much fun. I haven't read the book yet. I just popped it open and was just kind of glancing and see if I could get the gist of the story, but I was just digging on the art. Just fun, just a little bit different, a little bit kind of old school street almost. If there is such a thing, that certainly falls into that category. Godzilla versus Texas. I don't know if you know this or not, but these Godzilla versus the States are anthology books. They're very fun, very different. This one has Godzilla in one of the stories facing Tex-Mech, a mecha Texan cowboy. Yeah. Great. Gotta love it. It's just too much fun. Here's another one-shot, Lenore. Well, actually, I don't know if this one is a one-shot. I assume it is. I guess I could have looked that up to be certain, but let's see. Did they call? Yes, it didn't on that one, and it was too. So I have the last one as well, in case you're wondering. Brand new Tim Seeley, Lucky, Cheap Heat, Megalith. Some of these things speak for themselves, and if you know, you know. If you don't, you know. Megalith, I'm not certain what it's about. There's a giant robot-shaped thing. I know that. Showdown. This one looks really interesting. Actually, these two, when they were younger, did something very bad, and it's not worked out for them in their lives as they're getting older, and now maybe it's coming back to haunt them. To Senna, The World of Tomorrow, this one is really neat too. I was looking in this one and just kind of, again, trying to get just a feel for what it's about. She is a goddess warrior, mecha warrior, cybernetic thing from the future, and she's trapped in 2020 New York, and that's a nightmare for anyone, even if you are a cybernetic warrior from the future. Another number one, Innards, number one. These guys are, this is post-apocalyptic sort of thing, future story. Earth things are not great, and it's tough to find an energy source, and this one particular energy source is really hard to mine, and these people risk their lives to do it. This is something of a trope that's happening. There's been a number of books. There's a movie here not too long ago. Some of you may have seen it, and it was based on a video game, and it's very similar in concept, where this is your thing, and if you survive this, you get the energy, you get the information we need, whatever it happens to be. If you survive it, you get to go free. Brand new Transformers as that world continues to shape up. We have a Thunderhawks premium mystery variant blind bag. That's one of the ones with the 3 different issues in it, and these have been really fun and really a good value. 3 books for the $20, and then they're all, every single one of them, even if they are the regular covers. I think that the way they've done this now, that's the way it seems to be. I haven't opened every bag, so I can't prove it, but the ones that I have opened and look at, they all seem to be marked specifically as a bag variant, so they are even different from the ones that make it to the shelf, even if they are the same cover. There's a Mumra, living Mumra. That one is there for you as well. Just a couple more things of note: a free dog sitter ash can if you grab one while it lasts. Got $1.99 Warbirds. If it has wheels, he can drive it. If it has wings, he can fly it. If it has, what do boats have? If it has a boat, if it has a hull, he can boat it, sail it. I don't know, but he can do it. And just some amazing, wonderful, some recent things. There's that Giant Turtles compendium. You have one of those left. We have the Transformers compendia. These really beautiful collected hardbound books. We have a complete set of the swimsuit special. Again, they filled that order for us if you've been paying attention. Last one of the universe. This is the Invincible Universe. This is not the Invincible story. This is all the other stories inside this. This is brand new Tank Girl. Mother Lode, 3 collected works of Tank Girl. If you're a Tank Girl fan, this is a must for you. There's also a couple of wonderful facsimiles as well. You get some Alan Moore Superman there, and an even more interesting and more fun story where Black Canary joins the Justice League after Wonder Woman is left. Guys, that is just about it. I've been here long enough. I've kept you long enough. Come see us in the store. Get on the pull, because that's the only way that you can be certain that these amazing, wonderful, purdy, fantastic stories will be here when you get here.